And I want to talk to you about casualties and manning. And right here, you write, finally, the disaster in Ukraine is also highlighting another problem, casualties. Right now, we have the worst recruiting crisis in half a century. Vets are warning them away from military service. They refuse to enlist. Why would they? To protect our allies who lock people up for speaking freely. Die protecting Europe's dictatorships that arrest people for dissent from the Russian dictatorship that arrests people for dissent. See, there's the wit. Serve under a leadership that hates you and hasn't unequivocally won a major war in 30 years. After Kabul, for which no one was fired, does anyone imagine that potential troops do not understand that to the progressive ruling elite, their lives are meaningless? Man.
Well, look, it's true. It was in large part, it was guys like you and me who made up the bulk of the American forces, but because of sheer numbers, largely white, largely not urban, young men who went in. You and I both meet that. Millions others did, and again, not running down anybody else. Hell, we had a unit in El Centro that would speak Spanish over the net, and these guys were stone killers. Okay, it's just they have taken this large group of Americans and basically said, well, if you're a straight white male, you are bad. Well, first of all, that's morally bankrupt. No one is bad or good because of their immutable characteristics. That's un-American, un-Christianity. But the second thing is, why the hell do you think they would put their lives in your hands if you think you're bad people and you have a proven track record of squandering their lives and not holding people accountable for it? It kills me to not recommend young people join the military right now, but I do. It kills me. I hate it. And the vets I talk to hate it, but they do it. They're like, you're not going to get a fair shake. You're not going to be taken care of. Your leaders won't care about you. And other people, and people are finding other things to do. And that's why we have a recruiting crisis. And you watch the Pentagon, and it's all, well, young Americans today are just, essentially losers and cowards. Okay, you and I both served with young Americans today. They're neither losers nor cowards. I mean, sure, there are losers and cowards among them. But as a rule, they are not. They are unbelievably impressive, given the opportunity. And they refuse to hit the real problem is the military culture. If you join the military, you want to be in the military. If you're a young person not looking necessarily to make it a career, but maybe some do. You want to do a tour like your dad did, like your grandpa did, like your uncles did. You want to serve your country. You want to do something. You want to have an adventure. You want to be in that crucible. I mean, I thought I was going to do one tour and get out. I just kept showing up as a reservist. It was 27 years. I'm like, what the hell? Where'd that all go? But my family did. My dad had been in the Navy. Both my grandparents were Navy officers. Both of them coaches from Pennsylvania, both overage, both became Navy officers, and both ran recreation centers in the Pacific for fighter pilots. Wow. I mean, yeah, but that kind of story, it's like, well, I want to be part of that legacy.
Right.
And it's gotten so bad that people are saying, I love the legacy of our family, and it's families that really feed the military families. And they totally ruin that. And they refuse to say, there's no wokeness problem in the military. Yeah, there is. Okay, you don't get to order us not to care about the things we care about. Your recruits are your customers. You've got to appeal to them, and you don't because you don't care about them. You're going to waste their lives in stupid, poorly thought out operations. And then you're going to treat them like garbage. And you may make them call someone who is manifestly a man, ma'am, because he wants you to. And that's just, why would anyone want any part of that?
Oh, man, I know, it's tough.